Hilda Yan was born on January 17, 1906, in Shanghai, China, to parents Yan Fuqing and Chao Su-ying. From the moment she was born, Yan was destined for a life of exposure to the outside world. Her parents hoped she would grow up as someone who was not defined by the country she was born in, but by the knowledge she would gain from her experiences abroad. As stated by Patty Gully in her book, Sisters of Heaven, China's Barnstorming Aviatrices, Modernity, Feminism, and Popular Imagination in Asia and the West, true, she was Chinese, but she was also a citizen of the world, and her parents recognized no restrictive boundaries of creed, religion, or race that might serve to crimp her aspirations or destiny. Yan would not have to wait long for such an experience, as her father, Yan Fuqing, was accepted into Harvard Medical School in 1916. At the age of 10, Yan, her brothers, and her mother accompanied Fuqing to Boston for his stint in the United States. Although she was young, Yan was excited by the opportunity to travel to America, as her father spoke highly about his previous experience in the country during his time at Yale University. Her short time in the United States proved to influence her decision to apply to American universities years later. In 1922, Yan was accepted at Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts, as an exchange student studying history. She sat for an entrance exam without her parents knowing and was accepted as the youngest Chinese exchange student at the university at just 16 years of age. Although she did not graduate from the institution, she learned a great deal about the women's rights movement, which became a central focus of her work in later years. Jumping forward many years to 1936, Yan was given the opportunity to attend a celebration for Chiang Kai-shek's 50th birthday. Sitting in the VIP section of Longhua Airfield in Shanghai, China, she watched on as the female aviator Li Jiaqing flew her plane in front of a crowd of over 100,000 individuals. It was while watching this performance, the first of its kind performed by a female pilot, that Yan convinced herself that she, one day, would also become a pilot. The two would later meet and connect, becoming close friends as Yan would pursue a career in aviation. In 1937, Japan's invasion and attack of China had commenced, which sent Li Jiaqing to the United States, specifically California, with the hope of gaining American support for their war efforts. At the same time, Hilda Yan was on the East Coast attending flight school. She commuted between Roosevelt Field on Long Island and the embassy in Washington, D.C., where she spoke about the invasion of China in front of the Women's Club of Chevy Chase, the American League for Peace and Democracy, and many other American organizations. As stated by John Pomfret in the book, The Beautiful Country and the Middle Kingdom, America and China, 1776 to present, the pair served as warriors in a battle for U.S. hearts that China launched as the conflict with Japan intensified. The connection between Hilda Yan and Li Jiaqing led to the start of a plan to tour across the United States in search of further support. Yan obtained her pilot's license in 1938, and in January of 1939, she met with Li Jiaqing in New York City to plan separate flights across cities in the United States in order to raise money for China. One of the primary goals in their attempt to advocate for American support was to stop trade with Japan. The plan for this trip was to finalize their advocacy campaign at the World's Fair in New York. This plan symbolized the actualization of the planning and work the two women put into advocating for their country. On March 23, 1939, Hilda Yan and Li Jiaqing embarked on their journey across the United States. The two pilots left from Floyd Bennett Field in New York's Jamaica Bay. Their tour concluded on October 10, 1939, at the World's Fair in New York. It was a significant day to end their journey because of its alignment with nationalist China's Independence Day. Over the coming weeks, cities across the United States would raise money for those impacted by the war in China through Rice Bowl dinners and other philanthropic events. The reception of their journey across the United States showed a shift in the relationship between the United States and China, with families raising money for the cause and using the hardships faced by citizens of the Asian country to view their lives more positively. In many ways, Yan was responsible for the connection between the United States and China, advocating for the people of her home country while portraying the values of a modern American woman. She became a perfect example for the way that the two countries could blend their ideals.